In this video, I'll demonstrate how to Dockerize a React project in such a way that the changes are reflected in the container in real time. Then I'll show you how to improve your developer experience using Vite. I'll also address potential problems and show you how to resolve them. Enjoy! Here we have a basic project generated using Create React App. Create a Dockerfile at the root of your project. Here we will define what our container will look like. First, specify the base image that the container will run on. In this case, I will use the latest version of Node, which is 18, and I'll choose the slim variation. If you want to use another image, you can find them all on hub.docker.com. Now specify where on the container should your app be installed. Then you need to copy package.json from your project folder into the container. Do the same for package.log.json. Since now we have package.json in our container, we can run npm install to download all the dependencies. Then copy the rest of your project files to the container. But we don't want to actually copy all the files. We don't need to copy node modules, since they were already created by npm install. We also don't need to copy the Dockerfile itself. To exclude this, create a .dockerignore file and list all the files and folders that you don't want in your container. Back in the Dockerfile, we have to expose the port on which the app is running, so that we can access it outside the container in our browser. Finally, we can run npm start. But doing it this way, live reload won't work. Go to package.json and in scripts, add a new key value pair named startWatch. The command will be the same as start, but preceded with watchback polling set to true. This will ensure live reload. Then, instead of running npm start, use npm run startWatch. Now what's left is to build this container. To do it, go to the terminal and run docker build -t, the name of your container, and the path to the folder where your Dockerfile exists. Now that the container is built, we can run it with the docker run command, with the following configuration. -i for keeping the input stream open, which is necessary for live reload, -v to create a volume that binds our local files to the container so that the changes are reflected in real time, and another volume for node modules, -p to map the port, and then you can finally specify the name of the container to run. To make your life easier, you can use Docker Compose, which is especially useful when working with multiple containers. You define the startup option in dockercompose.yaml and you run it with Docker Compose app. As you can see, we can use live reload, but there is a slight delay. This might be fine for you, however, if you want a better developer experience overall, I recommend switching from Create React App to Vite. To scaffold a React project using Vite, you can use npm create Vite and just follow the instructions. The Dockerfile will look very similar to the previous one, but the port to expose is by default 5173, and the script to be run at the end is gonna be dev-exposed. We have to create the script inside package.json. It's simply Vite, but with the --host tag attached. Now what's left is to build the container and set up Docker Compose file. To achieve live reload, when working with Vite, we need to set the environment variable, chokidar use polling to true. Now we're good to go. This is blazing fast compared to Create React App. If you encounter any problems, the first thing to do is make sure that the paths in volumes are correct. They need to match the working directory path that you specified in your Dockerfile. If you are on Windows and using Yarn, you might want to add a yarn.rc file to your project and add both Windows and Linux to supported architectures. Remember, after introducing a change to the Dockerfile, you must run docker build to apply it.